Alright, what's up everybody? I'm back for another game of Scythe. Rust fading in. Alright, this is where we get to demonstrate our mastery and correct for our mistakes last time. I know exactly what I want to do, because this is the faction board combination I just played. Militant Polania is kind of cool. Nordic Innovative is... I feel bad for that guy. They should just remove the Innovative board. It's legitimately bad. So same thing as last time. And we're just going to correct our mistakes, and yeah, that's it. Again, I think we do have the best faction board combination. Not even Crimea in this game. So we're just going to play SimCity and win the game. Sometimes you do roll high. I'm not even sure if I'm going to upload this. Population Advantage and King of the Hill. Both very doable. Population Advantage is pretty easy for Rust Fade. We can control this village, and this village at some point. Alright. I don't really need to explain anything. We just have the same game plan as last time. Technically, I imagine it's actually better for us to start with the upgrade, the first upgrade. This time we are up against 4 opponents rather than, or 3 opponents rather than 2, 4 players rather than 3, is what I was meaning to say. So there's that. We're actually just going to get our upgrade here, because it is technically better to finish that right now before anybody could have the chance to enlist it. We can even play as if we don't have a faction ability for a little while, until we get to our enlists. Same deal though, it's going to be very difficult to attack us and very difficult to beat us, I imagine. Militant Polania has a chance. Militant is a weird board. Let's just look at it for a second. It's a weird board because the move and deploy a mech action are on the same thing, and it's also a 3 gold mech action. Like, you would ideally like to get all 4 of your mechs, and you do with Militant, but oftentimes it's kind of weird because it's not attached to your bolster or your produce, which are typically the actions you want to take most of. As Polania, I imagine he doesn't mind taking the extra moves, so he could get the extra value with encounters as he's deploying his mechs, which is good for him, I imagine. Probably a very decent faction board combination. We have 1 4 card. I want to check my camera location real fast. Yeah, not interrupting anything. We have 1 4 card. What's our neighbor's board in terms of Saxony? Agricultural. So that's really fucking awkward for him. Agricultural Saxony is just like, it's a tragedy. Don't have wood or food in your starting ring. Don't have access to food for quite a while. And food is the best resource for agricultural. He's going to want to control this territory, so not going to stop him there. He's probably going to get Riverwalk and speed, just so he can access the wood and the food quickly. Underpass is typically better, but this way he can pick up both these encounters pretty safely, get access to his resources in a safe location. I suppose he could invade this area or invade this area. This area is very difficult to invade with Nords and Polania in the game. What's the building bonus, I should say? Neighboring encounters. This is neighboring 2 encounters, something of note. But we don't actually have to go this way if he does really block it up. We can just go through our base and down this way, which doesn't actually matter too much because we do want to control these 3 villages potentially for population advantage. I don't really have to explain any of my actions here. If you watch my last video, you'll know exactly what I'm doing. The same thing as last game. Start of any game with a faction and a board should generally just be the same for quite a few rounds. we're getting to our first decision point when we reach this encounter, because obviously we won't get the same encounter as we got last time. So I might upload this just to show you the variation for our different encounter. Forget Force Steel again, I just won't upload it. So let's get our mech down and move out. He's getting speed to better spread his workers. Not bad. Nords is also one of the factions that gets speed first fairly often. You don't have to, though. Moving 4 onto food is never that bad. So if you want to get seaworthy or something, it doesn't really make too much sense, but you can. I'm missing a building popularity here, but that's fine. So everybody's been telling me that there's like a new meta for people who recognize my name. In Scythe, and the new meta, as far as I can tell, is faster, less produce actions, more spreading. I'm not sure, and it's 8 workers basically every time. I'm not even sure that that's like a preferable strategy to the one I typically go for, but I haven't played as much lately, so very willing to admit that I could be wrong about that. Just feel like, especially with boards like Mechanical and Patriotic, you don't really have to do that ever. But if you aren't the best faction board combination, I could see the argument for it, because you're just racing for second or third, and you don't have to finish your stars. Just want to get as much territory as possible as the person who does have the equivalent of my faction and board finishes the game and takes first, so you just fight for second. Nothing new here. What is a second mech? Seaworthy, as expected. Can't attack here. Probably wouldn't anyway, but it's always good to check. Alright, we have options here. But any 3 resources is just the way to go, I imagine, because we're just going to get some steel again. Can we go 2 oil, 1 steel? What benefit would that have for me? I could gain a popularity instead of trade for resources, but that doesn't really make a lot of sense. Yeah, we're going to do this. We need 2 steel to finish off. We'll have an extra resource. We can just get 2 oil right now and 1 steel. Defer the decision, so we'll trade for probably 2 steel next time. We have the option to trade for like maybe 1 steel and 1 wood, in case like this encounter is 2 wood and a popularity as the top benefit. Getting an extra building there could be massive. Whereas the 1 extra steel, given what we remember from our previous game, was pretty unnecessary. We're producing here 4 times. So that's 4 steel, 2 mechs, and we just need 1 more steel. So we will trade for a steel and a wood. So it is slightly different, I will say that. I was hoping for like a building, pay 3 for a building or something. That could have been very interesting and very different from my last game. Options now. We do want to reduce the cost of our enlist before we start producing, as if you recall. I was about to press oil. Steel and a wood. Oil, oil. No, there's Polania. What's it? I have to check his mechs. Because if he has submerge and speed, this could be a vulnerable position. Riverwalk and speed. I should have known that from his positioning here. He can't get out this way without Riverwalk. Okay, he is playing militant with a lot of move actions. Makes a lot of sense. Not getting any enlists. I'm not sure if that's right or not. I guess we'll see. Now we're into our mid game. where we're just going to start getting our enlists until we feel threatened, and then we'll defend our position and keep getting our enlists. Moving back to finish his 8 workers, getting a factory card. Fair enough. He has 5 steel right now, takes 3 steel for mechs, which means he does have an extra steel if he produces. Now he has submergent speed, which makes this position actually vulnerable. Typically this position isn't ever vulnerable, because the only way to attack it is to pop out of this lake and attack this way. But it is this game, so we'll keep that in mind. It does still take him 2 moves unless he's already on a lake, though, so we don't have to worry about that right now. You also have the most combat power. What makes sense? Deploy coins and upgrade power both make sense. I'm going to start with deploy coins. Next turn I can do upgrade power. Should have checked my neighbor's actions. He can't deploy this turn. But he also doesn't have the oil. So, oh, he just produced, okay. What did he do last turn? Did he produce up to 8? Not sure. So yeah, this is like the meta I'm seeing now. Is like he's going to produce up to 8 workers here, and then everybody's on 8 workers by pre-round 10 or something. He doesn't, he upgrades. And bolsters. He's actually factory action attacking me there. That's pretty gross. He's going to use my steel to move. He doesn't need 2 actions when he has submerged speed and a factory card. It's pretty gross. Wow, that fucks up my game a lot. Can't get speed. He's just going to move away with the resources. Could I have stopped this? I could have by deploying a mech here first. I didn't think he would factory action steal the resources. That was my mistake. Not much to do about it now. No 5s yet. Trade for steel so we can get speed. But we don't have to, he's already out. We're going to trade for 2 steel at some point because that's really basically what he stole from us is 2 steel. When he leaves, we can just move in and get the rest of what we need. So it's not the worst problem in the world, but it was a smart play from him. And very annoying. Oh, Polania is such a pain in the ass. It's like Rust Fate's counter. If there's no Polania in the game, there's like no way to beat Rust Fate, I think. The holding factory is much harder with Polania. They can actually consider attacking you under certain circumstances because they don't lose popularity for kicking your workers from People's Army. But he's just fucking taking that into account. Oh my fucking god, dude. Oh my god. Just complete dick move. Could have deployed a mech here first, People's Army, and just kept defenses up. Enlist cards or get our mech up, get our mech up. Four people have combat power. Get speed, so he has to get the fuck out. If we traded first and then got speed, then he wouldn't have been able to do this move and steal our encounter without us taking a star back from him. Which is worth considering, but I don't want to lose the upgrade power. That was really obnoxious. And as I said, this position isn't ever vulnerable except for against Polania. Even then it wasn't that vulnerable. Except for he had a factory card early. Live and learn, live and learn. Move on. Can't fix your mistakes in the middle of the game. Missing a building popularity here, it's fine. Can't afford to let our game slip anymore. I'll produce it again here one more time. Please hurt him. Don't give him a free combat. Be obnoxious. Good. This is great. This is really hampering his play here. Only advantage he got from fucking me, he's literally just getting fucked right back. It's great. I'd love to see it. No combat power. Good, 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 good. I wouldn't have minded if they both put in combat power, but they can't really afford to. Okay, we need 3 more steel. We have 2 more produces. Obnoxious, really obnoxious. A lot of mistakes I made with those resources. God, Polania is such a pain in the ass. Building popularity now. Basically ensures tier 2, which is nice. Now we move and produce, and we're short 2 steel, but it's fine. Kind of, not really, but it is what it is. Question now is, are we moving our character here? Or are we making it a 2 mech position here, so it's less vulnerable to attack? What the hell am I watching? How many cards does this guy have left? He has 5? Does he have enlist? How does he have 5 combat cards? Oh, that's an annoying card for him to see, because now he actually isn't as vulnerable if he just goes power power. But he pays for the shitty action, because he's trying to get 6 upgrade star and he wants to get it out quicker. He's going to get this encounter too. I think he should pretty firmly stop at 4 stars, though. I don't think he can finish the game, and that's the problem for him. He stole the encounter. Pretty happy about that. He's going to attack him, though, because he has no combat power, and that gives him another star anyway. Oh, Nords, what are you doing? He's giving him a free fucking star, and I can't stop it because I can't attack this position first. He had no combat power out on the map. He's giving the guy who can't normally finish the game a free star. Congrats on your 1 combat card and 1 popularity, dude. Oh my god. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. The good part for me, which there aren't many good parts for me, but the good part for me is that I can't get a star this turn. And also this isn't going to be attacked when he could just attack Nords with 1 combat power instead. So I don't have to worry about this position. This is my second move. What's my third move? Oh. Be a 1v1. I have more combat power than him. I don't think he's going to attack it. If I'm short steel, I can just move here and produce extra steel, which helps a little bit, but we're still short 1 steel. It is what it is. Or we could just drop the worker off on the village, so we get king of the or population advantage easier. Not a big deal once we move this, which we will spread it eventually. It's a tempting location to attack, but he doesn't have any guarantee of success for attacking it. He can't attack with two mechs, he only has 1 on a lake right now, which means if he took a standard move, it would just be 1v1, and if he took a factory move, it would still be 1v1. Don't know why that showed 6 for a second. I'll produce and get our last enlist. Our popularity is really low, not that low. But I thought it would be closer to here. It is effectively. He's getting 2 more buildings. Oh, okay. forgot the factory card. It's the biggest problem. Factory card giving him 3 movement. Good. Fuck him up. Actually, he's not going to invest, because what he's going to do is just pick this encounter up with a standard move. He might invest here. What happened to this game? Why is everybody going out on the map without combat power and just fighting each other 24/7? Literally, it's just pure variance. But nobody's investing power anyway. He probably has another 5 card if he was willing to spend there. Saxony having oil is also nice for me, because it means potentially more combat power as he upgrades. And now I can literally attack anybody. Let's get our last mech down. Then we'll hold the center, may attack him here. I could easily get 2 stars for just combat, but I want to get People's Army down. It's not our last mech anyway, it's our 3rd mech. But it's the big one. Or the 2nd biggest one, I suppose. This never would have happened if I just built People's Armies early. Put my resources where they were supposed to go. I was too worried about Nords. Setting up a 2-star, potentially. Can we attack a position that has a steal? Ever? Maybe. Probably not. Unless he moves this mech. I will attack this mech if it moves, with the steal on it. Hard to hold the factory right now. Dude, Palani is just fucking going at it. 3 combat power, YOLO. He's actually going to invest too. I just take it from him, because he has 1 combat power. I can't get tier 2 popularity. Not this game. People are accelerating it unnaturally. Really, really quickly. Okay, what's the idea? God, if we just had that last mech steal. Township could be very nice. I could have a 3-star turn with Township. But attacking the factory, I think, takes priority. Because if we find any factory action that says deploy a mech, it just ends the game for us. pretty sure. 2v2 him in the center, or 3v2 him. 2v2 is perfectly fine. He has 2 combat power. What's he gonna do? This is a big turn. It's probably the biggest turn. Attack in here. Now what else do I want to do? Holding this village. I could spread and control this to get another star there. Or I can go for a second combat. I could also middle ground it. Take the second combat and take 2 villages right now. He's debating artillery. He's not going to because it's pointless. Is he going to invest anything? What does he have? 3 combat cards. I think he's going to completely bluff, so I'm going to bluff catch. In terms of, like, he's not going to invest anything. At most, he's going to invest a 2 card to cycle it, which is exactly what happened. He might actually invest here. What's his max power? 2. It's 12 total. 7 sufficient. 8 is safer. I think 7's fine. This isn't really that high a cost for me. Oh, King of the Hill. Word. And we're also just, he builds his last building, we're into tier 2. We're actually in a great position, despite our mistakes. We have People's Army, so this isn't vulnerable, this isn't vulnerable. We are short on combat cards, because he doesn't enlist, and he's been barely enlisting. But that is what it is. Everybody's short on combat cards right now. Last star. Mechs. Seems like the simplest. Couldn't get our character over here when I was talking earlier about township. To get our character deploying a mech with a factory card, I couldn't do it. I don't know what I was talking about. I've been kind of off. Just because this game has been fucking crazy. This is not the Scythe I am familiar with, guys. It's Looks more like Blood Rage to me, frankly. Never seen a more aggressive game in my entire life. I wish I was Saxony. I could just attack people for stars now, because nobody has combat power. Is it faster just to bolster? Or better just to bolster, or trade bolster? Tier 2 popularity. Our advantage is substantial now, I imagine. Yeah. Trade bolster makes sense. Trade onto this location. Yeah. Because we actually get coins for deploying out the mech to get their star that way. And that's it. Can anybody attack the middle? That's the only thing that could make me stress. But Polania's not on the map. Nords could attack the middle, but it's a 2v2, and I have combat power lead. Also gave himself his fourth building for his star. Kinda important. Well, he's right, I did miscount the buildings. I thought he had one here. Dude. Calm down. This dude is really mad. It's just a board game, man. Because this guy's been raging in chat. Nord spends his last turn kicking his workers to try and deny him second place. Be hilarious if it does. Actually, I could. Oh my god, are we just about to delay our win? To deny him second? How do I deny him second? What's a tie for second? Who does? Let's say tie for second. Don't need to take that action. Dude, this barely guy, I don't know, man. I get being upset, but he was just raging there. That's it.